Hello everyone, I hope you are doing well. This is Said. Today we are having a webinar on the scholarship of Australia, degree of bachelor degree, and Miss Shirin will give instruction and more detail about three scholarship in three different universities. So at the end you will get the question seasons. If you have any question, you can write or the chat or you can open your microphone and ask from the Miss Shirin. Miss Shirin, welcome. Could you introduce yourself and start the webinar?
Hi, thank you, Syed. My name is Shirin, and I'm currently in Australia, and I work with CSIRO as part of STEM initiative to introduce STEM in schools here. So thank you for the opportunity, and I'll start my presentation for scholarship opportunities in bachelor degrees in Australia. So, yes, a bit about Australia before we begin. Australia is one of the six largest country in the world, and it's the only continent and a country. And then there are multiple states in Australia. It has a very rich heritage, which like dating back from up to like 65,000 years. And also, we all the Australians here we acknowledge that the traditional owners of the land, and we also pay respect to their elders, past, present, and future. And for the universities today, I'm gonna cover the universities which are based in South Australia, which is in the south part of the Australia, and then Queensland, which is on the northeast end, and then Victoria, which is in the southeast end. So, a quick intro about each of these states. Starting with Victoria. Victoria is home to most renowned research institutes, and the majority of the world-class institutes in Australia are located in Victoria. So, and the universities in Victoria are also top ranked among top 2% of the entire world universities. And Victoria is home to excellent landscapes and sustainability commitment, and also thriving sports culture and rich history. Apart from this, it also offers a very good student life, balanced student life for international students coming in. And it also has a lot of opportunities in terms of healthcare, manufacturing, and digital technology. Now, about South Australia, Adelaide being its capital, it also offers a world-class research facility in for the entire as part of university studies, and there are a lot of research initiatives as well in South Australia focused on technology, space, and energy, and is one of the growing economy of the country. So there are a lot of opportunities as a fresh graduate after once you complete your studies in South Australia. And also it has like comprehensive healthcare facilities, and it's really student friendly, and lifestyle is more welcoming and balanced. And again, Australia as a whole has a beautiful landscape. So South Australia has like a lot of beautiful hills and mountains and pristine beaches. Then coming to Queensland, being in the north side, it's again it has a subtropical climate and beautiful weather, natural sceneries. And additional to this, there are a lot of government initiatives to in fields like health, sustainability, and clean energy. And it's one of the growing destination for international students, as it is cheaper comparatively to other states, and also it has these employment opportunities for graduates in fields like healthcare, especially, and sustainability. Now, moving to expenses. Expenses in Australia are generally in terms of dollars per week, and for each state, the expenses that could occur are listed in the table. And some of the basic expenses that could be would be your accommodation, then your transportation if you are staying anywhere other than the on-campus accommodation, and then you also have food and phone internet-based expenses. And comparatively, South Australia is a bit cheaper in terms of accommodation, but then overall, all these states have like similar expense. And also the universities, what I'm going to discuss, they are in the regional part of the state. So the expense would be a little cheaper compared to the main city. And yeah, one important thing other than the above expenses is the health insurance. As an international student, it is mandatory that you have a health insurance, and that could vary from 500 to $1,000 depending on the type of insurance. But this is mandatory no matter which state or program you choose. And apart from this, additional the important requirement is the English language requirement. And so if you are taking any of the English test, then or for the enrollment, you require a minimum score, which is like around 6.5 in terms of IELTS. But then these scores may vary based on the program you select. The program which requires like less of interaction, the maybe like an IT program would require like minimum English score, but then when you move into programs like maybe in an education degree, then it would require a higher English score value. And also there are exceptions if you are studying in a reputed school or something, like if the universities also accept documents like a proof which shows that you have done your prior education in English language. So which means you get an exception that depends on the university which you're applying. And yep, so coming down to the universities, we'll begin with University of Adelaide. This university is located in South Australia, and it's ranked one of in top 100 universities in the world. And so the it has like campuses in South Australia and in Melbourne, Victoria as well. Additional to this, the top subjects which are taught in University of Adelaide is petroleum engineering, mining, medical, health, and education, computer science. So there are other subjects, but then the university is popular for these subjects, and there are more research scopes in this particular field with University of Adelaide. Additional to this, there are also research excellence. So there's like more future scope in terms of research if you wish to pursue your higher education with the same university. And yeah, and also South Australia has like graduate opportunities, like graduate employment opportunities. So there's like a strong career impact, career outcomes, and industry connections. And there's like high chance of you getting employed after you graduate. And yep, that was about University of Adelaide. Now we have about Griffith University, which is on top 2% globally. And this university is located in Queensland. It's somewhere near to Brisbane and Gold Coast. It has like multiple campuses, and in South Australia, in Queensland, and then it has like a large community with like around 45,000 students, and more than 130 plus nationalities. Additional to this, it has like different degree options. Like it has like more than 200 subjects for you to select and study and work with. And then it also has like it is a leader in sustainability. So all the researchers in the university are mostly focused or aligned towards sustainability. So there's a great opportunity if you're interested in sustainability. And the last university what we have is Deakin University, which is located in Victoria. It's located in the regional Victoria, which is a bit far from Melbourne. So in terms of expense and cost of living, it's going to be a bit cheaper compared to Melbourne. And yeah, it has different campuses in Victoria, and it also has international campus in Indonesia and India. And additional to this, the focus is on eco-friendly practices in education, research, operations, sustainability focused. And Deakin University is top ranked for sports science. And yeah, and also since it's in regional part of the state, there are again opportunities for you to work in the regional Victoria. So, and also in the city as well. Now, starting with the scholarships. We have the first scholarship, which is the Global Citizen International Scholarship. This scholarship is also offered by University of Adelaide. And the advantage is you get about 15 or 30% of your fee reduction during your undergraduate program. And it's also applicable for postgraduate program as well. And so the eligibility criteria is if this is open to citizens other than Australia and New Zealand, so any nationality citizen could apply for this particular scholarship. And if you want to get 15% scholarship, you need to have a minimum percentage value, which is compared to ATAR of 85 or 85% or more. This ATAR is the scoring grade which is used in Australia. So the comparable score, wherever is the comparable score, it has to be more than 85 of ATAR. So in that case, you get like 15% scholarship. But if you have like a really good score, a higher score of more than ATAR of 95%, so in that case, you get like up to 30% of scholarship for entire program. And in terms of application, you do not require a separate application. So when you are applying for your selected program, you will be automatically assessed for this particular scholarship. And it will be confirmed in your offer letter. So when you receive the offer letter for the program, then you would also receive the information about the scholarship. So you don't have to put in a separate application, but rather focus on submitting a proper application for your selected program. In terms of deadlines, there are no deadlines for this, and it's open throughout the year, like based on the semesters, based on the availability of the program, what you are looking to apply. So those specific limitations would apply, and if your program is available to join, like in any trimester or semester in the entire year, then you will be able to put an application for this. But then, if say example you want to join in for a semester starting in June, then you need to ensure that you put in your application maybe by uh, March or April, so that, or earlier if possible, so that you get time to have your visa process done and there's no other problem coming in before you start your program. Visa processes generally take some time. It is faster, but then at times, depending on the documents and depending on the situation, it may exceed. So it's always better that you apply like 1 or 2 months prior, maybe like 2 or 3 months prior, which is always safe, so that you have all your things prepared and ready before you start your program. And yep, additional to this, I have the links attached to this, and I'll show you towards the end how you would go and apply for each of the program. And then tips for success is if you have to get the scholarship, be it for 30% or be it for 15%, it's more important that you focus on getting a good GPA so that you can have you could achieve this easily. And again, this scholarship is like it's better that you apply early so that you can secure your offer. And then also it depends on the number of students applying in for that particular program. Your chances might vary. And additional to that, yes, if you have to continue, if you want to continue the scholarship, then you have to maintain a certain GPA depending on the program you select. That will be specified to you as the terms and conditions when you receive the offer letter for the scholarship. And you are required to meet the English language requirement. So again, that varies on the subject and also depends if you have proof of prior education in English, then you may get an exception. That depends also. And yeah, so additional to this, there is like contact support from University of Adelaide, which will help you to proceed with your application or to help you sort any sort of confusion with your application. So these were the tips of success for University of Adelaide. Now, moving on to Griffith University, we have two scholarships being offered from Griffith University. which is the first one is Vice Chancellor International Scholarship, the other one being International Student Academic Excellence Scholarship. Now, for the first one, Vice Chancellor International Scholarship, this is for international students. So, again, there's no restriction of any nationality. And this is for both undergraduate and postgraduate students. The scholarship value you get is about 50% of your tuition fee reduced for the entire duration of your program. So your entire course fee, 50% is being paid off as a scholarship. And then you will have, and then this particular scholarship is applicable for all the programs except a few, which like one or two programs are not eligible. So you have to check the ones which are eligible and then apply. And additional to that, you also have to meet the requirement of the program. So whatever program you're applying for, even if you're eligible for the scholarship based on the merit score, you still have to ensure that you meet the eligibility criteria of the program you are applying for. And then for International Student Academic Scholarship, this is also for international students for undergraduate or postgraduate coursework. And this scholarship value is about 25%, so half of what the previous scholarship was offering. And again, yes, this is for the entire duration of the program. You get like 25% off. The eligibility criteria is you will have to be a citizen other than Australian or Australia or New Zealand, and you will have to maintain a GPA score which is 6.0 on a scale of 7. So your grading might be different, but then that will be converted to a 7-point scale, and that will be compared. So it has to be more than 6 point so that you are eligible for this particular scholarship. And then yeah, this is for your previous study, and then additional to this, you will have to meet the English language requirement. And additional to that, once you get selected for the scholarship, you have to maintain at least a 5.5 GPA on a scale of 7 annually. So, for your scholarship to be continued for the entire duration of the program, you need to ensure that you have this minimum 5.5 GPA annually, and also you pass all the courses enrolled in each trimester. The eligibility criteria for International Student Academic Excellence Scholarship is also similar, where you will have to be an international student other than citizen of Australia and or New Zealand, and you will have to have a GPA of minimum 5.5. So it is like zero point 0.5 less than the previous scholarship requirement. And yeah, you'll have to satisfy your English language and academic requirements. And this scholarship is only applicable if you're starting your program in 2025 or 26. Also in 24, but that's one. And then yeah, so this current year or next year, then you are eligible for this scholarship. And then the requirement of the scholarship is again similar. You have to maintain a minimum of 5.5 GPA annually so that you have this scholarship continued for the entire duration of the course. And you have to pass all the courses in the program what you have enrolled for. So yeah, this is the criteria after you get the scholarship as well, what has to be fulfilled. And in terms of application requirement, you will have to have for the Vice Chancellor International Scholarship, which is the 50% discount. You will have to have a certain documents submitted along with your application. That will be like after you apply for the program, you're selected undergraduate program, and then you receive a offer of admission for that. After which you submit a scholarship application before the closing date, and then you submit your previous academic records as well. Also, a personal statement referring to why you require the scholarship and benefits of it, and all those details. And after which your application will be reviewed and then you will be notified. So you will first have to apply for the program separately, and then once you're selected for the program, then you go ahead and apply for scholarship. Whereas in case of International Student Academic Excellence Scholarship, there's no special application required. So if you're applying for your undergraduate or postgraduate program, this will be your application for scholarship will be automatically considered and assessed. And your the scholarship will be notified with the letter of offer. So you will not have to submit a separate application, but in fact you will receive the notification with the offer letter itself. And suppose you have applied for vice chancellor international scholarship and you do not receive that, or it gets rejected, then in that case you will be automatically considered for international student academic excellence scholarship. And coming to the deadline for these scholarships, are like for Vice Chancellor International Scholarship, you will have to apply by you can also by April 12th, 2025, but if that is kind of near, it's just 1 month time. So in that case, you could try and aim for 16th of August, 2025. And if you're still pursuing your higher school, then you can try for the next year, which will again have like almost similar dates compared to this year, and that will be for next academic year. That will be 2026. So you can aim for that as well. And in terms of international student academic scholarship, these the deadlines are kind of semester based. So if you're trying to apply for like I mentioned earlier, it was valid for 2024, 25, 26. So in that case, for every year, if you want to apply, then you'll have to follow this particular either for semester one or semester two. And say if you're aiming for 2025 admission, then in that case, you will have to aim for the semester two, when your deadline would be 30 June. And again, I've added the links for how you could apply for the scholarship and how to apply for the program at Griffith, which I'll again show it towards the end. And tips of success for achieving the scholarship is you will have to maintain a high GPA, GPA of at least 6 if you want to aim for 50% scholarship, and meet the English requirement. Additional to this, you will also have to ensure that you continue working towards your GPA after you've been granted the scholarship, so that you can have the scholarship going for the entire duration of the course. And also the scholarship letter requires a personal statement, which means you will have to write a clear, precise personal statement, which highlights your academic achievements and your future goals, your leadership qualities, and it should stand out to highlight why you are the um, perfect recipient for this particular scholarship. And yeah, so moving on to the last university, what we have, Deakin University. We have two scholarships being offered. It's a Vice Chancellor International Scholarship or Deakin International Scholarship. Now, in the for Deakin Vice Chancellor International Scholarship, you have the scholarship that will cover either 100% or 50% of your tuition fee. So it depends on the program and the candidature, like your academic transcripts and your other backing up statements, your personal statement, or the other documents what you submit. So it depends on that. And yes, so this is open for again international students, high academic performance and leadership potential. So here, if you notice one thing in this scholarship, what they look for is not only your grades, your academic grades, but also your leadership potential or other extracurricular activities as well. So it's important that you have a balance in your studies and focus on grooming yourself in fields like leadership or in terms of any other programs, like additional programs, whatever possible. Yep, and so coming to this, so they for this scholarship they look for high academic performance students and also leadership potential, which is why they cover like either 100% or 50% of your tuition fee. And Additional to this, there's a requirement if you are selected for the scholarship. There's a program, Vice Chancellor Professional Excellence Program, where you will have to participate in that. And yeah, and then also once you get selected for scholarship, you get like priority access to on-campus accommodation. If you are interested in on-campus accommodation, then you get a priority access to it. And the next scholarship what we have is Deakin International Scholarship. This is to support international students with strong academic performance and leadership potential. Again, similar to the Vice Chancellor Scholarship, this scholarship will cover 25% of your course fee. And so if you have submitted an application for Vice Chancellor International Scholarship, then you will, if the application is unsuccessful, then in that case, you will automatically be considered for a Deakin International Scholarship as well. And the eligibility criteria for this is you will have to apply for coursework at Deakin University, and then you will have a admission requirement which you're supposed to be meeting, and then you have to have at least 85% average in your previous study. And then for Deakin International Scholarship, it's all the same, except you will have to have at least 65% in your previous study to achieve this scholarship. And in terms of application requirement, when you are submitting your application for the scholarship, you will have there's a scholarship form that has to be filled. I will show that to you in the end. And apart from this, you will have to write a personal statement of 300 words or less than 300 words, which should state the reason why you're selecting Deakin University and about the extracurricular activities and work experience. It could be internship, it could be unpaid internship or projects or anything, paid or voluntary, and also why you would make an outstanding ambassador for Deakin University. So you will have to write all of this precisely and cover all of these points. And you would also have like an additional information supporting your application. If you have any, then you will have to add those to your application. And apart from that, you would require two references that will talk about your engagement with community or leadership capacity, or it could be any other program or event what you have organized or being part of and so on. So you would require two references. And apart from this, you need an application for studying at Deakin University. So your program application and also your academic transcripts, your previous study transcripts. And yes, so you submit all of this, a complete application via email to Deakin International Admission Office, and then they will consider your application for the scholarship. Now, for deadlines, there are no specific deadlines. It's open throughout the year. And again, the deadlines for the programs would apply in this case, which would vary depending on the program you select. So, yeah, that was for Deakin University. In terms of tips for success, you will have to focus on demonstrating academic excellence, but also in terms of leadership, in terms of commitment to community engagement in your application. So it's not going to be only focused on good academic scores, but also um, uh, overall grooming of an individual. And also you will have to highlight your academic achievements and your leadership skills and your community contributions. So when you are making the application, it's recommended that you add any sort of leadership skills or experience or contributions you have done, be it small or a simple event, anything. All that would be considered as a factor for selection of your application. So you don't have to miss out on anything, assuming that is a small event. All that would be of high importance. So it's better that you add all of these little details as well. And in terms of academic record, yeah, you will have to have 85% marks for vice chancellor scholarship, and then 65% at least for international scholarship. These are the minimum requirement for eligibility requirement to apply, but then it's always better if you have more, then you'll have higher chances. So, and also very important to write a personal statement, which is very important, where you highlight all your extracurricular activities and experiences. So yeah, that was about the presentation for different scholarship for three universities. Now I'll quickly move on to show you the application process about how you should apply or how you could apply for each of those. Start with, yeah, University of Adelaide. Yes, just a minute. Okay. All right, so here are the scholarship details, the one where I was talking about. If you are looking for 15% scholarship, then this is what I had mentioned. So if you could, I've added this link. If you want to look at it, you could have a look at it separately. And for this is for 15% scholarship, and this is for 30% scholarship. Again, the eligibility requirement criteria are specified. Now, if you are interested and if you are looking to apply, then I've added the link to apply as an international student. So what you would require before you apply are you need to know the application closing date. So some programs have an early closing date. When you click on this link, it will specify the closing dates for different programs. So whichever program you're looking for, you could figure out the date. And apart from this, what you would require for your application is the mentioned checklist, where you require your academic transcripts for your tertiary education and your English language testing results. And then if there's any transfer case, then you will have to consider the subjects for credit transfer. If not, then not. Then any professional qualification or membership you have, any you could add on any additional courses you have done as well to show your interest in the program. And apart from this, you require your passport copy, and visa copy will not be applicable, because if you're applying, then in that case it will be after you receive the offer letter. And then you will have to make a payment of $150 for submitting your application, which is the application fee. And once you're ready with all your documents, then you go ahead to apply now section, and then um, you have option to apply through an agent, or you can apply it by yourself. For the listed countries would require agents, but then if you want to apply by yourself, then you could just go to apply now without an agent and select register as you're creating your account, and then you will have to fill in all your details and then just register with it. Once you register, you will have the section where you could upload the listed documents. So you will have all these listed documents with you, and section where you could apply. So you will have to apply for this. Once you complete uploading your documents, you complete the payment and you submit the application. So that was the process for University of Adelaide. Now, if you want to do for Griffith University, yes, yep. So for Griffith University, again, you will have I've added this link to apply as an international student, and you will have to select your degree, and for each degree, you will have your requirements specified. So you need to ensure that you meet those requirements, and apart from that, you will have the documents requirements. So you will have to have your academic transcript ready with you, your English test results if available, and then your current valid passport and photo identification. And then if for certain degrees you're applying, they're required to submit a portfolio, so that you will have to again check for the program details page, which will tell you exactly what you require for that particular program. And then if you haven't received your result, but you can also have like a tentative transcript or previous transcripts, then you can apply based on that. Maybe you can add a letter stating that you're waiting for the result and so on. And yeah, so you go ahead and submit your application again through an agent, or you apply online. Um, where you'll again register, create, submit your details, and create an account and upload your documents. And additional to this, here you will have to submit a separate application for Vice Chancellor International Scholarship. So in that case, you will have to I've added this link as well for this particular application, where you will go and fill in the details about your personal details. And once that is done, you will move in to submit your academic information, your transcripts, and so on, your all your details, and which will be uploaded. And then additional to this, you will have to submit your attested true copy, and you'll have to submit the personal statement like we had discussed, stating about your highlighting your academic achievements and your other achievements. All of that has to be added in the personal statement. You would have to go ahead and then upload all these documents to submit this particular scholarship application. Yeah, and also, yeah, feel free to include any information what you feel could be of help. I'll just quickly show it to you again for University of Adelaide. What I was talking about is before you apply, you have the checklist documents as well, where you require your transcripts, your English language certification, and your passport copy details. And also, you would have to pay a $150 for submitting the application. And how you submit the application is you click on apply now, and you would do it either with an agent, or you could also do it by yourself by selecting apply now without an agent. And you will have to click on register, fill in the details, create your account. Once you create your account, you will have to submit the documents what were specified in the checklist. Once you do that, you pay the registration fee, and you complete your process of applying. And with University of Adelaide, there are different deadline options. So for the depending on the program, there are different closing dates, which you will get it through this particular link, which will take you to these programs and the closing date. So whichever program you're interested in, you could go ahead and check and get your closing dates, and then you'll have to apply before those closing dates. And also, I've included links for the scholarship, which is the 15% or the 30% scholarship, which has the specifications, what I had discussed earlier. This has the complete listed, detailed specification for you to go through. Yeah, this was for 30%. So all the eligibility requirement and the GPA scale, everything is mentioned here. And yeah, this was for University of Adelaide. And then I was talking about Griffith University, where yep, I'll just beginning here. Yep. For Griffith University, where you will have, I've added this link for international students, where you can select your degree and check your entry requirement for the degree you are selecting. And additional to that, those requirements, you have to have your documents, which are the academic transcripts, your English test results, and also your passport, and also photo of identification. And also for certain programs, you will also have to submit a portfolio that depends on the course requirement, which you will see in the detailed course page. And once you select once you have your documents ready, you would go to apply online or find an agent if you want to go through an agent. And then you would again similarly register your account and submit all your documents, upload all your documents, and then submit your application. And if you wish to apply for the international Vice Chancellor International Scholarship, then you will have to have a separate application, which is as here. So I've added this link as well, where you would fill in your personal details in this section, and then you move on to next section to provide your academic information. And again, moving on to next section to provide the scholarships you're interested in, and you will have to upload your documents as well. So your documents would be a true copy of your academic transcript, which means like an attested or certified copy stating that this is the original one. And then you also have a personal statement to be added, which, like we discussed prior earlier, with it has to have the highlights of your academic achievement and your leadership capabilities or other extracurricular activity participation or any other participation which will enhance your application has to be added in your personal statement. So once you complete your personal statement, you will upload it and then submit this application separately, apart from your Griffith application, so that you could be counted for the scholarship. Now, this was for Griffith University, and the last one what we have is for Deakin University, where you as a yeah as an international student, you could apply for the international scholarship, which will give you either full like 100% coverage or 50% coverage. And yeah, it has the eligibility criteria. And so if you want to submit the application, you have the application form, which is mentioned here. Yeah, it's already open here. So in your application form, you would mention all your details about your academic transcripts and your personal statement, which is less than 300 words, and then your reference letters, which have to be two reference letters minimum, and your completed application. Along with it, you write a personal statement about why you want to enroll with Deakin University and so on. So you cover all your other extracurricular activities as well in the personal statement. So once you have all of this ready, then you could go ahead and submit the application. Now, yeah, also there's like an application tips added, and there's also application tips from the university itself. So it isn't about meeting the LGBT criteria, it's about it's about the idea to think why you want the scholarship. So that's more important when you fill in your statement of your personal statement, then you have to highlight all of this so that your scholarship grant chances will increase. And this was for vice chancellor. And then you have for international scholarship, where again it covers the 25% criteria. And for your application, you would require the similar thing: your international scholarship program application form, your personal statement, and a complete transcript, your academic transcript. And again, in your personal statement, you will have to write down why you want to study at Deakin University, and your academic achievements, your work experience or internship experience or project experience, anything. And also about why you want to why you think that you are an outstanding ambassador for Deakin University and so on. And in this scholarship, you may be asked to attend an interview, so that depends. And then when you have to, if you're interested to apply, you could just click on the application form and then go ahead and apply for the scholarship, which has the application form. So you fill in the details, your personal details, and then the declaration. And along with this, you will have to email the form. So along with this, you need to attach all your personal statement and letter of references and so on. So yeah, you ensure that you have all of the documents complete, and you attach all of this and send via email. Yep, so that was for the scholarship with Deakin University. Yep, so I had covered the three scholarship. Now, if you have any questions regarding any of the scholarship or anything which is unclear, you could ask me.
So thank you so much, Shirin, and also students who participate to this meeting. And the documents and recording will be uploaded on our YouTube channel and also on our website, and will be shared to our WhatsApp group. Thank you so much.